caption. Me and my team, we so heroic, there's no opponent that can take us down.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Superfan Addicts Podcast. I'm your host, Ray Showdawg Prisby, and man, do we have a show for you tonight. But before we get started, here's the starting lineup. He's got a beard of a warrior, the voice of a true dog-pound prophet, the hottest takes this side of Lake Erie, as co-founder and co-host of the Bearded Browns podcast, officially voted Cleveland's #1 sports podcast in 2025. Angel Ortiz is breaking down Browns football like a gospel preacher. Can I get an amen? He bleeds brown and orange, talks football like a professor, and probably trims his beard in a terrible towel. Then he burns it up. Give it up for the bearded beast of Browns Nation, Angel Ortiz. He's mastermind behind the camera, the CEO of Sim Multimedia Group, and a Browns fan so loyal, he probably bleeds orange and brown ink. Whether he's shooting commercial or shouting at the TV on 4th and 1, Aaron Sims brings thick energy, bigger creativity, and the biggest Browns fandom this side of the dog pound. Give it up for the man who turns media into magic and heartbreak into highlight reels, Aaron Sims. Next up, strap on and prepare for a liftoff. This superfan isn't just next level, he's next galaxy. He goes by the name of the Brownstronaut, and he's repping the Cleveland Browns from deep space to the dog pound. With a helmet full of dreams and a heart full of heartbreak, he's truly one out of this world character. Give it up for the interstellar icon, the cosmic dog himself, the one, the only, Cody, the Brownstronaut Boyo. And last, but certainly not least, she's got a voice that can melt hearts, lyrics that hit harder than a Nick Chubb stiff arm, and Browns gear in every shade of orange. Singer, songwriter, and certified middle child, which means she's always fighting for attention, and she has ours. Whether she's hitting high notes or high-fiving after a touchdown, Kanisha brings soul, style, and straight dog-pound energy. Make some noise for the one and only middle child, Kanisha! How's everybody doing? Before we get started, I'm gonna go around the room and let everybody introduce themselves and tell a little bit about you. Go ahead, Kanisha. Ladies first.
All right, sure thing. So I'm Kanisha, also known as Middle Child on the music scene. Got down with my people here in Columbus, all of my Browns fans. I'm a member of the BOC, or Browns of Columbus, filling up the Looney Lot every year, the Muni Lot every year. And we go out and do a lot of volunteering in the neighborhood as well. We do a lot of back to school events, come out on Thanksgiving, come out on Christmas. So I'm happy to be a part of the BOC. We all get together and scream together down at the Point on Main here in Columbus. So I have a whole Browns family here that I network with here in Columbus. So I'm gonna find my brownies everywhere I go.
Okay. Cody Boyle, aka Brownstronaut. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Boyles. But yeah, Brownstronaut. Out of Canton, just looking forward to the season. We got training camp, I think like 16 days away, going in Saturday morning. Catch me at Muni Lot, kicking it with Ray, some of the guys up there at the front, just ready to get things rolling, man. The season can't come soon enough.
Okay. Aaron Sims, tell us a little bit about what's going on with you.
Well, I'm the host of Talk That Talk on SMG, Sims Multimedia YouTube channel. We talk about the Browns, we talk about current events, and we celebrate our old athletes by putting them up in the rafters. And I'm here from the Hall of Fame city of Canton, Ohio. Let's get it, Ray. Let's get it.
All right. And last but not least, the bearded man himself. What's up, Angel? What's going on with you?
Thank you for the invite. Thank you. I actually saw a picture of the Brownster knot today, and I was always wondering who was behind the mask. And ironically, he is here with me. It's like fate. It is fate here today. But yeah, it's just me. I'm doing the podcast thing, trying to do what every Browns fan do and use this as a therapy whenever I get upset. So shout out to my Bearded Brown podcast crew. Hopefully you guys are tuning in. If not, I'm gonna yell at you later.
Okay. So let's get this show kicked off right away. So first up, Browns on the rise receiver named franchise best building block. So when I looked at that headline, I was like, who are they talking about? Are they talking about Judy? But no, they're talking about Cedric Tillman, which I guess in his defense, once we made the trade with Amari Cooper, he did seem like he was familiarizing himself with the offense, but then he got that concussion and then his season was cut short. So I guess my question to you is, do you agree that Tillman, can he be one of the building blocks in that very thin wide receiver room? Go ahead, Angel. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, I think he needs to be for Andrew Berry's sake. I think that he needs to be a building block because I think Andrew Berry's running out of options at receiver and taking shots at receiver as far as drafting. Anthony Schwartz was a flop. David Bell can't seem to be healthy. So in order for Andrew Berry to have some type of say in who to draft as far as receiver, I think Tillman needs to have a good year this year.
Okay. I can agree with that. Aaron, what's your thoughts on that subject?
I think he's primed for it. He's the biggest receiver in the room, and he does something that other receivers don't seem to do, and that's act like a power forward. He when he's in there, he boxes out and he makes a good target for the quarterback. Jury's a lot quicker, a lot faster, but having Jury as a number 2 would be big. If we can get him to be a number 1, I think that would open up the offense as far as the passing, because I think man to man, it's going to be hard to bump and run on him. He's too big. I like the way he was boxing out before the concussion. I actually got high hopes for the young man, but I do think we'll be drafting a wide receiver next year.
Okay. Cody, what you think? What's your thoughts?
For sure. Definitely like Tillman. I mean, you see him step up for, I think it was 2 or 3 games. He really kind of just jumped off the tape. I know we were all bidding for him in fantasy for a couple weeks. I'm hoping to snag him late rounds this year. But and similar to what Angel was talking on, we need somebody to step up. We need a number 2 guy. I'm not really relying on Deontay Johnson. I'm hoping that Tillman's our guy and he can just get it done.
Okay. Middle child, your turn.
Yeah. So I like how his stats are looking for that short amount of time we were able to see him. But it's gonna come down to the chemistry between him and whichever one of these quarterbacks we end up going with.
Right.
If you ask in my opinion, I say let the young bloods have at it. Let Shador and him see what kind of chemistry they have. Like, I'm curious to see, like, there's a little window in there, a little season in there, a little life cycle when it comes to these receivers, and I want to see what that looks like. And I think the way Cleveland switches it up so much, they need to try that sooner than later.
Right. Well, let me just say this. I think he's in the best position possible because we are so starved at receiver. I'm sure that we're going to give him every conceivable chance to show what he has. I'm going to disagree with you though, Cody, on Deion. I think Deontay Johnson is going to have a big year too, but that's another story. So before I go to this next topic, I have to preface it with, I hope everybody realizes why they call this time of the year the silly season, because there's training camp is out, nothing's really going on, so just all kind of reports coming out, and a lot of them are just borderline ridiculous. Some are just hilarious. But I guess that's a good segue into, so the Bleacher Report reporter Mo Morton, he's basically saying before training camp, before we could actually see him in pad, he's saying that none of these quarterbacks are going to be what we're looking for, and we will be going for another quarterback next year. So I guess my question is it a little too early to be making predictions like this? I mean, can we at least go training camp preseason? Go ahead, Kenesha. You shake your head. I'll let you go first.
I mean, I feel like just like you said, the silly season, right? You got Miles saying, hey, go ahead and run with Flacco. A lot of people like that seasoned, proven feel. But then, like, if you got some new guys in the mix, like we just had that, like I said, that short amount of time that we had to see what Tillman could do. I think he was fire. I think he was very impressive. But again, we haven't had enough time to see if that's going to be consistent. So I don't know. I'm hopeful to see if they're willing. If you've risked it this far, keep on risking it and run with the young blood. Give them a shot at it. I would say. I mean, looking at another quarterback, we gotta figure out what we're doing right now with the ones we have in that room.
Right. Okay. That's fair. Angel, what's your thoughts? I see you up there smiling.
I personally think it's valid for the simple fact that you're coming off a year in which you're 3-14 and your quarterbacks threw 23 interceptions.
Yeah.
So I think it's valid from that perspective. Also, too, if you want to go back another year, the quarterbacks again threw another 23 interceptions. So when you look at quarterback play alone, you can see why writers anticipate the Browns for not being good, because it seems the last couple of years they still haven't found the answer yet who's going to throw the ball. Also, I want to remind people that the quarterbacks threw 19 touchdowns last year and 23 interceptions. So they threw more interceptions than touchdowns. So as a writer from the outside world looks in on Cleveland, that's what they see. They see a inconsistent quarterback room, so they're going to look down and be negative. But I think if they can find a consistent quarterback who can play in Kevin's system safely and not throw interceptions or turn the ball over, I think we can surprise. I think we're surprised that these writers are the NFL in general.
So let me interject here. So basically what you're saying, and all the stats you gave were valid, but none of the quarterbacks that we have were on the team last year.
Joe Flacco was there, and Joe Flacco
won last year.
So I guess for me, well, you know what? Go ahead, Aaron. I'll say mine after everybody.
Flacco was on the coach last year. He wasn't on our team. And, the biggest thing I think is just disrespectful. It's disrespectful to Shedeur Sanders. It's just like you saying that whatever he does, if he shows, he showed everything that he needs to show to this point. Of course, it's only mini camp. We're going to training camp. But if he has a decent preseason, I think he should get a chance to play in a real game so we can see if he's good enough. I honestly believe Dylan Gabriel was a wasted pick unless you're going to trade him. He's left-handed, he's short, and he's making the same mistakes Baker did. He's dropping his head when the rush comes, and that rush is going to come from the corners because we lack tackles. So it's going to always come from the corners. What I like about Shedeur Sanders is he learned from Flacco. He's keeping his head up, he's stepping up, and he's passing to the tight ends where they got room to run. I think it's totally premature to even talk about next season and what they're going to get to. They see what they got this year, because like everyone says, none of these quarterbacks were here last year. So I think they need to find out what's going on and what's taking everybody so long to learn Stefanski's system. I mean, he's the only person in the whole NFL that uses 3 tight ends, and it's a copycat league. So if it was a good offense, everybody would use it. So I don't know if it's the offense or if it's the quarterback, because nobody seems to fit in.
Okay, that's a different perspective. Cody?
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little lighter on this one. It's the Browns. Of course, we're looking at a quarterback next year before the season already started. I mean, come on. But no, it's definitely too early. I mean, we have 2 rookies. We have a super tough schedule. I hate to be the guy, just because I'm a super fan. I still don't think we're gonna have a great season. So I think it's gonna be a quarterback carousel. I think Shedeur is gonna get his chance. Then Gabriel's going to get his chance, and hopefully one of them shines. I think Flacco's going to start ultimately, but again, the schedule's so tough. I think as soon as it's only a matter of time before they're calling for the rookies. they'll get their chance, but it's too early for sure.
Right.
Do you think we're counting out Kenny Pickens? We not giving him a shot at all, or you think he's just trade bait with
I
this
think
product?
he's ultimately trade bait.
Hold
I think he's trade bait.
Time out. That question is for you, Angel.
First of all, let me rephrase what I said. You're correct, sir. Joe Flacco was not here last year. What I meant was when Joe Flacco was here, he still had interception issues.
Oh, absolutely.
And
He sure did.
And he still had interception issues in Indy.
Mm.
So to think that Flacco is going to change because he's 40
Right.
and a different year, to me, it's weird to think that.
Right.
That's what I mean by saying Flacco is not going to help. He's actually going to probably be the same, which means, and I'll add this, the last 2 years, your defense has not also gotten turnovers. So if your offense is turning the ball over 64 times in 2 years and your defense is not getting the ball, that means you're putting your defense in situations to be exhausted, which is why they had a horrible year last year, which I don't think the defense is as horrible on paper as it was last year. I think it's going to be great if the offense will take care of the ball. But to answer your Kenny Pickett question, I do think that we are shortchanging Mr. Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Give him
I
a
know
chance.
a lot of people talk about his hand size. I get it. But outside of that, when I ask people what's wrong with Kenny Pickett, there's two things they tell me. His hand size. All right, let's move on past the physicalness. And they say, well, he sucked at Pittsburgh. So then you have to ask yourself from an analytical, because I'm an analytical thinker, like, why did he suck at Pittsburgh? Was it him or was it the system? And then you go to the system first and you see that Matt Canada ran that system. Now, a lot of people might say, who's Matt Canada? Exactly. He was in the league for 2 years and he sucked, and Pittsburgh got rid of him because his offensive scheme was so vanilla, so plain. It didn't make sense to run it. So they got rid of him and they got Arthur Smith in currently. So what I'm trying to say is Pittsburgh drafted a quarterback from Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Panthers, Kenny Pickett, who ran a pro system. A pro system is exactly what Kevin currently runs. He runs a quarterback that goes under center. You have to do motion to read the defense to see what the defense is doing, right? You could do play action off that. We all know what play action does. I'm not going to get into details with that. But basically, Kenny was not that in Pittsburgh. He was just just throw it to the open receiver guy. Basically, it was one read. If he's not open, you're in trouble. Pittsburgh's offensive line was ranked 28th and 26th when he was there. We know a little bit about a bad offensive line play the last year or so, right? So I don't think it was all on Kenny Pickett. Basically, what I'm trying to say. I think that Kenny Pickett, if given the opportunity, he can play well in Kevin's system to where it can give you a good enough season where fans are not rioting and wanting to lose their self. And I'm probably the only one screaming that. But if you look at the tape and you look at what Kenny can do strength-wise, I think Kevin can highlight that and kind of move away from his weakness. Now, his weakness is the middle of the field. He does throw a lot of interceptions in the middle of the field, but a lot of that was due to the fact that the offensive line was poor and he was just rushing the throw. He was a rookie too, 2 years in the league, and they kicked him off the team. Hopefully he learned something in Philly. I'll be interested to see what he does here. I actually think he might start, but that's a different topic. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not too. Let me say this.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm not down on Kenny Pickens. I actually think that he's going to overachieve here. I think the tight ends that we have are going to help him out in the middle, and I honestly think he's going to do well. So I'm not giving up on Kenny Pickens.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. Thank you. I feel like I'm supported now because people normally look at me like this dude's crazy, but I do think there's some truth there. Like you're going to have. He's not going to be required to do what he was doing in Pittsburgh, basically, which is throw up to Pickens. Just throw it to Pickens or throw it to Johnson, throw it deep. And he's not that quarterback. He can read a defense and he can dissect the defense. He can do long plays, which long drives is what you need in Kevin's offense.
Well, ultimately, all I'm saying is let the preseason play out at least before we start with that's the only thing that I'm saying. I'm like, they're already predicting that we're taking the quarterback, that these four quarterbacks we have. But hey, it is, again, it's the silly season. I get it. So,
I had a
and
question.
somebody, and I believe it was you, middle child, you brought up that Miles' choice was to go with a veteran, which I guess he wants to go with Flacco. So, and that's our next topic. So what does everybody think? Does everybody think that we should go with Flacco, or should it be something else? Go ahead, Cody. I'll let you go first this time, Cody.
Yeah, and one more thing to touch on Pickett real quick. Let's not forget that that's who the Browns went for. Exactly. That was one of the first people they seeked out, traded the pick, and that it just seems that that's someone they're looking for. When it comes to Flacco, again, I look at the beginning of the schedule. So the first 5 games are tough. The Bengals normally start slow. It's at home. Maybe we can pull one out, but I think Flacco or Pickett is the only option. Throwing one of those rookies out there, even if they do shine in the preseason or in training camp or in private practices, there's no way they start a rookie out there with that schedule. It's just going to destroy their confidence and kind of just put them in a bad position, even if they do ball out. I think Flacco's your guy.
Okay, just let me touch on the whole. We sought out Kenny Pickett. To me, we just traded our third string quarterback for a third string quarterback. Because if you remember, we got rid of DTR, which was the third string guy, and we brought in the third string guy. But then after that, but here's the thing: if Pickett was the guy, why did we bring in Flacco and then we draft 2 quarterbacks?
Well, the option, the ideal of Showdawg being there in the 5th was not realistic when those moves happened. So, So to me, if you ask me if I was Andrew Berry, how would I have thought this played out? I would get Pickett, and if you read the headlines in order, they said that they looked at Pickett during the scouting combine. They scouted him while he was in Pittsburgh, the Panthers. So they know him. They know what he does well. That's why I'm high on this, because they know what he does well. Pittsburgh obviously didn't. That's why he wasn't running the right system. That's why I think Brownstone right. They traded because I think they wanted him first. They secured him. And Flacco, during his time here, during the interview, he said, yeah, I was golfing and I got home one day and I got a call from the Browns, and I figured, hey, why not? Let's try it. So I think their plan was 2 backup quarterbacks, two quarterbacks, and then Dylan Gabriel. And you can tell by the video when Dylan was talking to the Bird, and the Bird told him, hey, you're going to get drafted in the 3rd round, this pick, right? So he kind of knew, Dylan knew, if I'm there in the 3rd round, Browns are going to get me. So I think the Browns had the plan. I think this has been their plan. I think what messed it up was the fact that Showdawg was there in the 5th, and they're like, and we can't pass this dude up in the 5th. Like we have to roll the dice here. So I think that kind of threw a wrench in that plan, and it might actually work out for them.
Okay. So back to the Flacco as the starter. What's your thoughts on that, Kenesha? Middle child.
I'm looking at this quarterback room, and I got a question for everybody here. And you see it in the chat. Is our franchise quarterback currently in that quarterback room? Of all these guys we're talking about, Pickett, Flacco, so you said he's 40? Is he our franchise quarterback? Like, who in that room would you say could realistically be even thought of as potentially being one day our franchise quarterback? Or are we back to the conversation of looking for somebody next year?
I'll go first. I think we can't tell until at least the end of preseason to even answer that question.
Who would you consider? Like, would you consider Flacco to be a franchise quarterback at his age for us?
Well, here's the thing. Flacco's on a 1-year deal. Pickett's on a 1-year deal. We know they're not going to pick up Pickett's. What's his pickup price? What, $20 million, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
So
it depends how well he plays.
You got 2 guys on 1-year deal, and you got 2 rookies. So until we see a little more, I can't answer your question. Maybe these guys can, but I can't honestly answer the question because I haven't seen enough. I haven't seen enough of the rookies. I know it.
Right. So how are we gonna see him? We got to play him.
I'll entertain the question with a question. What is a franchise quarterback to you?
Somebody that's like, this is our guy. I think Baker was our dude, to be honest. We ain't gonna go there.
Hypothetically,
he could have been, but like,
Do you
Like
think
the guy that's gonna be like, you know what? This is the guy we've been looking for. He's going to get the job done. Like he's our guy, like for the next decade or 15, however long a quarterback life cycle can be. This is going to be our guy. Like, how do you find that guy?
Do
I
you?
think
Sorry, got one more question. Do you think Jalen Hurts is a franchise quarterback?
Ooh,
Yes.
good question.
Yeah,
I
okay.
would say
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
They
Jalen Hurts
found their-
last year passing threw for 2,900 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Is that franchise quarterback to you?
I like that. I like the sound
In
of
that
that.
system,
I would
with that
In
running
that
back,
system, exactly. So my question to you is, if Kenny Pickett runs a system just like Jalen Hurts runs the system, do you think the Browns are not going to pass up on him?
I only think one person has the energy to be a franchise quarterback, and it's Shador Sanders. Everybody
That's what
follows
I'm
him.
trying to get at.
The coaches, it's the energy, it's the vibe. All the rest of them ain't got it. He has it. No matter
Thank
what round
you.
he was picked in, no matter, who they choose to want to like. He's the only one with an it factor. He's the only one.
Time out. Hold on. Go back and look at the Ohio State-Oregon game.
Yeah, Dylan.
Gabriel looked mighty franchise worthy to me in that
But
game.
he's left-handed and he under 6 foot. That's not a franchise quarterback. He's making the same mistakes Baker made. He's dropping his head, throwing incompletion right now.
Have you ever heard of Russell Wilson?
Yeah, I heard of Russell Wilson. He was efficient. He was efficient like Shador, going 13 for 13. Gabriel ain't did that yet. He's had double chances, opportunities to throw in the same amount of completion. Gabriel's not even in the same category.
It's still so early.
Yeah, and you know what? It's early, but you know what you can tell? Who the teammates like. You can tell that right now.
That's what I'm looking for. Chemistry.
You can tell that right now. So when you say franchise quarterback and who somebody want to ride with and vibe with, and this is who we gonna back up and be with, that's Shador Sanders. It's not old man Flacco. It's not so. Okay.
Hold that thought. Because our next topic is, and this is probably the silliest thing that I've heard all off season, that if Shador has a strong preseason, we're gonna use him for trade bait. Now you can't. Now we've been looking high and low for how many years? Since '99, and forget Shador. Let's say it's Gabriel. Any quarterback, rookie quarterback that has a strong preseason, why in God's name would we get rid of him? It doesn't make it.
Yeah,
somebody
make it like school on a Sunday, no class.
Somebody make it make sense. Go ahead, Aaron. I'll let you take the
No, I
first.
say if we did that, we'd be like school on Sunday with no class. I mean, even right now, they trying to put Gabriel, like, because he's been drafted before Shador, like he's actually playing better. He's looking bad out there. He's not even looking close to as good as Shador. And he's not connecting with the team as well. It's really not close, but they're going to keep on saying that because I really honestly think they don't want Shador. Like I said, it's a monkey wrench that he was even there in the 5th round. But, people like that, their energy seems to take over a building. And I'm just telling you right now that he'll be here if the Browns decide to have him. And I think if they do have any franchise people in the room, it would be him. Because like you said, Flacco's leaving, Pickens on a 1-year deal. If you look at the team that gravitates towards Shador, and you really want the person the team wants.
So let me ask you. Well, see, first of all, we can't believe anything just coming out of Cleveland, because Mary Kay has done. She done so many 360s. She could be a ballerina. So
numbers don't lie though. Numbers don't lie.
What number?
All I'm saying is, what numbers?
The numbers when they're throwing completion rate and touchdowns and stuff.
Are you going by the ESPN tracker?
No, I'm going by the official stats that they do at training camp. I mean, they publish them.
Time out. When have we ever kept stats for? Come on, Aaron. We've never.
Listen, when have we ever had 4 new quarterbacks?
Aaron,
and we asking the question. But I mean, my thing is this: if a young man goes 13 for 13, he has a rapport with the Joko, he has a rapport with Hanny and other people. It don't matter what round, because he really should have been a 1st round pick. We don't want to talk about that.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
he's a 1st round talent. We don't want to talk about that.
I agree with that. I'm saying he's playing against.
If they would have picked me 2nd, I wouldn't have been mad.
I'm gonna need y'all to stay on topic. Okay, Middle child, what you think? If he balls out, are we trading him?
If who balls out?
If Shador balls out, it's a silly question.
If Shador balls out,
No.
he just might be our franchise quarterback.
But the article says if he balls out, that'd be the prime time to trade him.
I say if he balls out, I say we keep him. I mean, like everything we've been doing, we've been stumbling into it. We've been stumbling. Like at first, I just thought Andrew Berry was just. I mean, and I still think he has a brilliant mind because I wouldn't be able to do the analytics like he does. I just feel like we passed the point of playing it safe at this point. We've made all of these risky moves. We lost all of this money in Deshaun Watson. I'm like, we out here now. Keep on risking and like check the energy, like you said. Check the chemistry between somebody like Shador and Tillman, somebody like Shador and Jerry Jeudy. Check what that energy looks like. I'm just saying, like, put him out there a couple times. If he doing well, put him out there again. And if he keeps doing well, then put him out there again until we see.
Okay, that's fair. Cody, what you got?
So, I mean, we talk about silly season. This is the silliest of all articles. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, we don't have a franchise quarterback. There's no reason if somebody plays well, do we get rid of them? Even if it's a haul. I think the only time that would show up is if the Browns are out of them. Say, some people speculate that it was a Jimmy Haslam pick, to sell jerseys, right, to get people, in the seat this year. So if he is making the calls more than we hope that he is, and we get a haul for him, that's the only way I see it happen. But outside of that, if he balls out, we hang on to him. I mean, he's got the vibe, he's got the energy. People, want to be drawn to him. He's young, he's fun, and no, he ain't going anywhere if he balls out.
Okay, Angel.
No, you don't trade. No, you do not trade a guy who's got fifth round money and a pick,
right?
And you have 2 to 3 more years control of him. You get rid of I'm a Pickett fan, but you get rid of Kenny Pickett before you get rid of Shador. I mean, he's so young and he'll grow.
The voice of reason.
There we go, Angel.
I'll say this. I'm not 100% think he's ready, and I'm not saying that to bash him. I'm saying I think when he is ready, he's going to be pretty great. So I think you just bake the kid. If he's not ready, if he's playing with the 3s and 4s as he's learning how to talk language, let him take your time. You got 2 to 3 years with this kid. Let him just mature. So many Browns fans, I get why we see the shiny object and we run to it and want to play with it, right? I get it. But how many times have we done that? And we're like, crap, this dude sucked. And it's not because he sucked, it's because he wasn't ready to play. We've done that so many, they did, not we. But the organization has done that so many times. I think if Shador is going to find any success, you don't play him early. You play him after the Pittsburgh game specifically, because we never win in Pittsburgh. So you play him after the Pittsburgh game and just let it ride out.
Which game is that after the Pittsburgh game? How far?
I think that's week 9.
Week 9. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
That'd be great.
Okay. So that segues us into the next topic. Herm Edwards is in the news. Well-respected Herm Edwards, and he basically said that Shador is going to win the starting job. So and again, and the only reason I really brought this one up because I had to bring it back to sanity after the other Shador far out question. But no, he basically thinks that because of his dad and because he's basically saying his dad is a positive. So I mean, I just and we don't really have to even. I think we beat up that subject enough on Shador. But this next topic though. The little receiver out of I think he's out of Kent. Luke, how you pronounce his last name? Somebody help me out.
I know what you're talking about too.
Well, anyway, they're already
Luke Floria. Sorry.
Yeah, they're already comparing him to a Julian Edelman. They basically say he catches everything, or he was catching everything that was thrown his way. Kent State. He's from Kent State. Oh,
Okay.
Right.
Kent
Down
State.
here.
That's free agent wide receiver you.
Mhm.
So what are your thoughts on Luke? Do you think he really has a chance in our very thin wide receiver room? Go ahead, Angel. I'm gonna let you go first.
Do I think he has a chance? I think yes, because I think they need whoever is talented, they need to have on roster. I think if he has any shot of making the team, you even hide him in the practice squad, even if he needs developing. But yeah, I think anyone has an opportunity to make this roster outside of Judy Tillman, and I do like Johnson. I agree with you, Ray, that I think Johnson could be consistent in this offense. I think he has no choice, or he's not going to be in the league anymore, to be honest. But I do like him. There's other guy, McDonald, that I like a little better. He's taller, 6'1", a little heavier, about 200 pounds, and he actually plays the slot, and he can do punt returns. So I think there's more value there because I don't know if Luke can return punts, and we all know that we haven't had a punt returner since Jock Cribbs left, so that would help.
Okay.
Cribs.
Okay. Aaron, what's your thoughts on Luke?
I think Luka got a shot in the slot because he's good at finding cushions and soft spots and zones. He's real cerebral as a wide receiver, and he has sure hands. And one thing people don't know about him, he can hit. So if he got to play special teams, he might hit a few people, and he good for it. You know, he reminds me, because of the number, maybe I like Brian Brennan. I like seeing him out there finding those cushions and being open all the time. You know, because he was finding cushions in the zone. So I like him. I think he has a good shot.
Okay. Cody, Brownster not?
Yep. Yeah. Similar to what Aaron said. I think he finds his way on the team just for special teams, and then keeping up with Johnson in that slot role. If Johnson gets into trouble, or just starts stumbling and starts finding his way out of this league, based off of whatever he's got going on, play off the field. I mean, I think he has the perfect opportunity to step up and take that slot role.
Okay.
I love that he's local too.
Middle child.
I'll take any reliable set of hands. I'll take any. If he's catching like that, I'll take any reliable set of hands like that. And I say he would. Get why not? He's a go-to guy.
Okay. Okay. Well, here's the thing. When our receiver room, he has the best. I believe this team is probably his best opportunity to get on the field, or like Angel said, maybe we hide him on the practice squad. But I think he'll definitely get his shot. Oh, next up, Hanford Dixon basically came out and said that if Denzel Ward can stay healthy, he is basically the best DB in the league. Wow, I'll wait. Go ahead, Aaron. What's your thoughts on Hanford Dixon's statement?
I definitely think he's top 5 if he can stay healthy. And I think that's a no-brainer, top 5. One-on-one, when he's healthy, it's an island. He usually handles his business very well. His problem is he like to tackle with his head. And
all them concussions.
If he can learn to not do that and play the whole season, he's one of the top. I don't know about the best, but he's definitely top 5, maybe top 3. He's definitely a great cornerback. I like having him on the squad.
Okay. Angel, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree with Aaron. I think he's top 3. And I think that I think he's only hurt 1 game last year, so I think he's kind of hopefully past that injury issue, especially with his head. So I think, and I'll say I don't mind his injury issue, because if you average it out, he's been averaging 3 games a year, which, I mean, now it's 17 games. That's not as bad as what most corners miss, but he's a lockdown guy. I mean, you put him out there, hopefully MJ bounces back goes back to his first year. But yeah, I love the guy. He's solid number 1 guy on our team for sure.
Okay. Brownster not. What you got?
Similar to how they touched on, the best ability is availability. Keep him healthy, get your head out of those damn tackles. You know,
Yeah.
I love the Buckeye. He's, you know, top 5. Some say top 3. He's a baller, man. The Warden, he does his thing. I think he's got 6 concussions that are documented. How many are
Yeah.
undocumented? So
Mm-hmm.
stay healthy, man. It's a dangerous league, especially the way he tackles. I mean, I love the aggression. I love the hard hitting. I love seeing him out there balling, but just stay healthy, man. Get your head out of there.
Middle child?
I agree. Man, my heart gets weak every time he gets another concussion. I just like I think like a mom sometimes, you know, and I'm just like, man, like how much can this guy take, you know, and keep coming back and playing the way that he plays? Like it scares me, to be honest. Like how many concussions can you take and they just say, all right, you back together, you get back on out there. Like what's our first guy on here that was speaking? It was saying like if he can stop tackling with his head. Who said that?
Angel.
Angel.
Yeah.
If he can stop tackling. Yeah, if he can, something has to change in the way he's approaching it. I mean, he's vicious. You want him to be, you know, he's aggressive. And you want him to be physical, but you want him to stay whole. So, but I love him. I love to watch him play.
Okay. So hold on. I'm looking. Well, I think everybody basically agreed and said if he can stay healthy. And that's the key. There's no doubt of his talent. But maybe we should bring Deion Sanders in here and show him how not to tackle. Deion was a beast as cover, but we all know if that power sweep came to his side, somehow he ended up on the other side. So maybe we might have to send Denzel up to Colorado for a quick little training camp on that.
You need to go back.
So we're gonna speed ahead. And come up to the man cave spotlight. And this portion of the show is where people submit their fan caves, she sheds, he shed, sports sanctuaries, and then we'll play it. You know, we'll play it on the show. If you have any, I guess we're gonna play this. And that's the picture that took my eye out.
Okay.
Man, whose car is that, man? It's a nice looking car.
Some big head dude. And that will take us up into our next segment, Word on the Street. So Eric Mangini, we all remember him. He's saying that there's a ton of friction already in Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers and the offensive coordinator. I think my heart just skipped a beat. I mean, any bad news that comes out of Pittsburgh is good news for us. So,
yeah,
dude, I guess my question to you is, do you think this is something that's part of the silly season, or do you think this is something that's actually going on? Because it seems awfully early for there to be some type of discourse or whatever going on. So,
Aaron Rodgers.
Go ahead, Aaron. I'm gonna let you go first.
No, I'm saying not with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers going there giving them a little bit of straightening. They always had a boring ass offense. And Aaron Rodgers was not having it. You know how he is. He gonna walk in there and act like he owned the place. And Man Genius was right. It's probably starting out right now. I hope they can't get along. You know, I'm a Browns fan through and through. I hope they can't get along. But be honest, I just think Aaron Rodgers is going in there telling what he don't like and what he do like and what he gonna do and what he ain't gonna do like he do everywhere else. So it's par for the course, baby.
Okay. Middle child. What's your thoughts on that topic?
On Aaron, like he's running with the bird right now.
No, I'm not running with the bird. I'm just saying. Aaron Rodgers.
No, that's what I'm saying. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. The more trouble for them, the better. Just like you said. I don't feel a synergy with them. I don't think this is gonna be successful, and I'm glad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Angel.
I think Eric Mangini is just talking out of his butt because he didn't say anything specific. I read the article. He didn't say anything specific. He just said there's drama going on. And then I'm looking like, what drama is happening? Like if someone's saying, hey, there's drama going on, they're going to say Aaron Rodgers and Arthur Smith are fighting over what play calling is. And it's like, they're not, what do you mean? There's nothing going on, literally nothing going on in the NFL. What are they fighting over? So I think this is silly season talk. And I'll probably one of 10 or a couple of people that I know of. I think Aaron Rodgers may play well there because Arthur Smith is very quarterback friendly too, kind of like Kevin. That's why they traded for another tight end. They're going to go with 2 to 3 tight ends. It's going to help protect Aaron Rodgers. And don't forget, they did pick up DK Metcalf. He's not a slouch. They also got Ken Johnson. They got Ken Johnson as a running back from Iowa. Dude's a monster. He's gonna be good too, and Warren too. Two good. I think Pittsburgh's offense is going to mirror Cleveland's offense. I just think they have a better quarterback that can run it right now in Aaron Rodgers. Because you got the 3 tight ends, you got 2 receivers, and you got 2 running backs. Same thing as Kevin.
Okay.
I don't like that.
I think people are shortchanging Rodgers because it's Rodgers and they go back history. Rodgers said this is his last dance. I think he's going to do whatever he can do, pride and all, to get one shot in to get another ring just to go out into the moonlight as a champion. But I hope I'm wrong.
You better help that defense because they got rid of Michael Fitzpatrick and then they talk about getting rid of J.J. Watts too. So they better help that defense.
Yeah.
Okay. Brownstone, what you got?
Yeah, I'm just hoping it's as much friction as possible. I mean, like Angel said, their offense could click and they could be scary. I think DK is a great pick, especially if Rodgers can replicate some of that deep ball stuff. So I just hope there's a ton of issues. I think with Rodgers slowly on his way out, like you said, he's going to give it his all. So if it's not issues right now and it is silly season, I think it's only a matter of time before, there is some frustration and stuff that we'll see on the sideline or reports coming out. He will be vocal. He's been tossed around a couple of different places, probably hasn't performed as well as he did or even the team's record. So if it's not now, it will be soon. We'll hear some bad things coming out of there, I think, ultimately.
Okay. Aaron, did you go?
Yeah, I went. But I will say one thing about Pittsburgh. I think Will Howard will finish the season as a starter, and that'll be a good thing.
Aaron Rodgers had the same similar numbers. Not too many people are talking about this, but similar numbers last year in New York as Josh Allen did in Buffalo, and Josh Allen was MVP. So
yeah,
that's
he balled. He had good stats last year.
Yeah.
Sure.
How many games did he play last year?
16. No,
16?
14? I'm not sure.
14?
Don't
Okay,
quote me on that.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback. His
stats were decent.
He's a good
So
quarterback.
check this out. Of these 4 non-rookies, which ones do you think is going to have a breakout year? And your choices are Kadeem Davis, wide receiver, Michael Hall Jr., defensive tackle, Rodney Hickman, safety, or Isaiah McGuire, defensive end. Now you can pick 1, you can pick 2, or you can pick 3, or you can pick all of them. But which one of them, or you could say none of them is going to have a breakout year. But let's start with you. Let's start with you, Angel. Who you think is going to have the breakout year?
I'm just trying to think about this from a Schwartz perspective. Like, who do you need to have a standout year? And I'm going to have to go with Hickman because he's your safety. And I think they've always had safety issues. So if Hickman can step up and have a breakout year, that means you found your safety for the future. And you don't have to dip into the draft next year to draft your safety. So I'm going to roll with him because I think if Isaiah McGuire, who's your edge rusher, isn't good, you still got Alex Wright. I'm just going to stop there because I can talk forever. But yeah, that's me, right? Hickman for sure.
Okay, Aaron.
I like Michael Hall Jr. simply because he got something to prove from last year. Then he got a partner with Mason Graham, who I think is a straight stud, and I think they're gonna run a lot of stunts, a lot of crisscrosses, and two quick people from the Big Ten. I think he's gonna have a breakout year. He ain't got much to do better to be better, but I think he's gonna have a breakout year this year.
Okay. Browster not? Who you like?
I think if any of us going to break out to make the most difference, it is Hall. But I kind of chose my own person. I'm hoping it's Jamari Thrash. I'm hoping he steps up. I mean, he had 2 good seasons with Georgia State and I believe Louisville Cardinals.
Yeah.
Back to back. Even switching teams, he just kept it up. So I'm hoping that that's our guy. Again, this wide receiver room's open. If it's Luke, if it's him, if it's Deontay Johnson, someone has to step up. So Mike Hall would make the most impact out of those 4 guys, but I personally am hoping it's Jamari Thrash, and I just love his last name too. So
yeah. Be quick too. That slot is open.
Yeah.
Middle, what you got for us?
Well, I was quickly agreeing with Angel on that safety position because where that opportunity is, that's where you're gonna get the more opportunities to shine. So I'm thinking that Hickman on that safety might show up for us. That'd be great.
Yeah, we need that safety this Showdawg. Thornhill was so horrible last year. Like we need
yeah.
So
for me, I'm gonna pull a wild card out only because I know our defense is predicated on that front 4, and I know they want to emulate what Philly does.
Yes.
And with Philly, they don't have to blitz their linebackers because their front 4 takes up everything. Linebackers are always so. I'm hoping that Isaiah McGuire has a breakout year because if he's breaking out and you got Miles, Miles breaking out.
Yeah.
Okay. Miles switching back and forth on both sides.
Yeah. Who's that young guy they got from Tampa Bay?
What happened to that? Remember they had Miles playing over center. They had, and then all of a sudden, I believe was that Schwartz first year.
They had that's when he had Miles playing. He had him coming on both sides.
Now he went back to vanilla or whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Isaiah McGuire.
I like that.
I gotta bring a little laughter, and I know everybody's gonna get. Cody, could you pull up the Big Ben picture first? So he basically came out. It'd be hard to fit into Cleveland because I win. And the only thing I can think of, Cody, play us the video.
The emotion. This is a few moments ago.
Right.
For the
crying.
For you. You cried like a
Tears coming down the eye
y'all know what he crying like, but I just found that hilarious because it just seems like Big Ben, whenever he has a chance, he's giving the Browns a shot, and that's cool because that's what we do. Anytime we can give a shot, we give it right back. But I just found that very hilarious.
It's the passion, the tear coming down the eye of.
So I gotta go to my Nick Chubb's question because I like to ask every show. I ask the same questions. And it's only 2 questions. The first one is, where do you put Nick Chubb, or where do you rank him among the Cleveland Brown greats?
Oh shoot!
And Angel, I'm gonna go with you first, Angel. No. You went first last time. You went first. I'm gonna let Middle go first.
I put him. I feel like he should be like in that category with Jim Brown. I know that's a huge thing to say. But I honestly feel like with him leaving out, like I feel like we got the best years out of Nick Chubb. I've never seen anybody run like Chubb. I've never seen anybody have the poise and the class that he has. Listen, Chubb has been my favorite running back we've had. Now I might be telling my age by saying that. But Chubb is my favorite running back we've had. Like I've just never seen anybody like him. The quality of him.
Okay,
the quality of him. I feel so bad for how bad he got all broken up, but I put the way when he ran out on that field with Jim Brown's number in that game. It was almost like the Browns were saying it. You see what I'm saying? Y'all can disagree with me. Feel free. I mean,
No,
that's where my heart is. That's where my heart is for Chubb. Like the way he balls out, I ain't never seen nobody churn like him. Them thighs is crazy. Them thighs is crazy.
Your opinion is your opinion. So whatever it is, that's what it is. Brown straight out. What's your thoughts? Where you putting him?
Yeah, I mean, not Jim Brown level, but in my heart, he's he's top 2 and not 2. I mean, I loved how he worked. I love how he handled himself. I mean, just stiff arms, throwing guys to the ground. He was so solid. He was just so badass, man. He was just awesome. I mean, during I talked about it on other podcasts. There was points where the season was over. I've had season tickets. I spent all this money, but I was going to watch him in Miles. Even if
period,
it was a game that we were going to lose, I knew that there was 2 stars that could give us some excitement during the games. And Chubb's probably going to go down as one of my favorite players, at least for the time being. So I love the guy, and I hope the best for him. He's got Mixon now. Mixon needs some relief in Houston. He ran the hell out of the rock last year, so hopefully he can come in healthy and help him out. Once the Browns finally get knocked out of contention, I'll be rooting for him.
Okay, Aaron.
He's number 1 to me in the new era.
No, that wasn't the question.
You said of all time, so I gotta say new era. I gotta say top 10. Top 10, definitely. I mean, me personally, he's
No, he said, who did you put him up with? He said, who would you put him up there with?
The question was, where do you rank him among the Cleveland Browns' greatest running backs?
Okay.
Oh, running backs. Oh,
yes.
Man. Running backs, I got a ranking 2.
Top 3. Yeah,
I got a ranking 2. I really don't think Leroy Kelly was better than him. I'm trying to think. Who would you put?
That's fine. That's fine.
It'd be only Jim Brown if you're talking about running backs, but all positions top 10.
Okay, Angel, what you got?
Yeah, definitely top 5. I have the older running backs a little ahead of him because of longevity, but I do think, yeah, top 5. You have to put him in top 5 at least. I mean, I would. You can change my mind and say top 2 if you can convince me of that.
Yeah.
For laughs and giggles, who would you put ahead of him other than Jim Brown as a running back?
As a running back,
it's so disrespectful to the Greg Cruz, to the Ernest Biner, to the
Ernest Biner.
Ernest Biner, Kevin Mack.
It's a different era, though.
Okay.
Nick Chubb wouldn't have fumbled either.
Hold on. So my next question is then, do you put him in the Hall of Fame? And before you answer, remember, Marion Motley's in the Hall of Fame, Leroy Kelly's in the Hall of Fame, Bobby Mitchell's in the Hall of Fame, and Jim Brown's in the Hall of Fame. So you're ranking him with those guys?
Yeah,
definitely.
With his stats, there's no way he's in the Hall of Fame. But anyway, that's just my opinion.
Hey, Marion Motley used to spend out of my house.
We're going with you first.
I agree with Ray. In my heart, I want him to be a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer in my heart. Okay.
In my heart too.
In my heart, he's a Hall of Famer. But
yes,
actual in Hall of Fame, no, because of the very fact that you say Marion Motley, you got other running backs in there. Unfortunately, we have Pittsburgh to blame for that long list of other things that they've done to us. But not the Hall of Fame, no. Unfortunately.
Dang.
So Aaron, you put him in the Hall of Fame?
I'm putting him in the Hall of Fame, man. You put Bo Jackson in there.
Boom.
Bo Jackson ain't in there.
Bo Jackson ain't gonna be in there. Now, see, I was wrong for that. I shouldn't even say that then. But I still say Nick Chubb's a Hall of Famer in my book. One of the things I'm just gonna miss is screaming out Nick Chubb on the big run. Just biased. I'm biased. I admit. But Nick Chubb, my dude. Only Jim Brown could be.
Brown Sternot, what you got? Is he a Hall of Famer, Brown Sternot?
Metcalf, for sure.
Again, Hall of Famer in my heart, but probably not actually getting a gold jacket now. And it just comes down to longevity. If he would have stayed healthy, I would put money on for sure. But based off longevity, probably not, which hurts. But give him a Ring of Honor.
Yeah. What if he get a couple more 1,000-yard seasons in Texas?
That's actually
it wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Middle child, what you got? All
No,
right,
I was looking at the chat. Somebody was talking about Mac and Biner, and I'm like, I remember the Mac and Biner days, but I was a little girl watching it with my dad and my brothers. Like, so my grasp of football developed as I got older. Like, I was cheering for Mac and Biner as a little girl with my dad and with my brothers. Like, we all Browns fans. Like, my family split down the middle. Half of us Cleveland, other half Pittsburgh, whatever. But I grew up on Mac and Biner. But my understanding of football grew, and to the point where I could appreciate it more once we got the Chubb. So that's why I'm like, Chubb, like Chubb's the man. Like, that's who I remember every little detail. I could see his plays in my mind right now. Like, whereas with Mac and Biner, it's like those are far and more vague memories for me. So that's probably why I'm sitting where I'm sitting with that.
Okay.
Chubb was a home run hitter. Mac and Biner never got runs over 40 yards. Chubb can change the field in one play. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, the clock is telling me that's our time. Hey, this was a great show. We're gonna have to do it again. I love the energy. I love the professionalism. I love you guys. But before we go, here we go, Brownies. Here we go. And that's our show.